Working the closing shift at a fast food joint is a rite of passage. You deal with drunks, you deal with grease burns, and you deal with the exhaustion. But the worst part is the headset. You have a voice in your ear for 8 hours straight. Usually, it's just customers ordering burgers. But on a rainy Tuesday in 2018, I heard a voice on that headset that didn't come from the drive-thru, and it wasn't ordering food. It was 12:30 a.m. The lobby was closed. The drive-thru was open for another 30 minutes. My manager, Steve, had left early for a family emergency, leaving me to close up alone. This was technically against policy. There should always be 2 people, but I needed the overtime, so I told him I'd handle it. I was in the back, scrubbing the prep table. I was wearing my headset, listening to the static, waiting for the ding of a car pulling up. The store was dead silent inside, just the rain. Then my headset clicked. It wasn't the ding of a car hitting the pressure plate outside. It was just the click of someone pushing the talk button on a headset. "Hello?" I said automatically. "Welcome to Burger Barn. Go ahead." Silence. Just faint static. "Hello?" I asked again. "Is anyone there?" Then I heard breathing. It sounded wet, heavy. I frowned. "Sir, if you're at the speaker, you have to speak up. The storm is interfering with the signal." Then a voice spoke. It was a whisper. "You missed a spot." My heart stopped. I looked at the drive-thru monitors. They were black. There was no car at the speaker. There was no car at the window. The lot was empty. "Who is this?" I stammered. "This is a private channel." The voice chuckled, low and dark. "On the counter, to your left, you missed a smear of ketchup." I looked down at the counter I was scrubbing. To my left, near the edge, was a smear of ketchup I hadn't wiped up yet. The blood drained from my face. The drive-thru speaker outside doesn't have a camera that can see inside the kitchen. The only way someone could see that ketchup was if they were inside the building. I ripped the headset off my ear, staring at it like it was a poisonous snake. If they were on the channel, they had to have a headset. We had 4 headsets in the store. I was wearing one. 2 were charging in the manager's office. And the 4th one? I realized I hadn't seen the 4th headset all night. I put the headset back against my ear, trembling. "Where are you?" I whispered. "I'm watching you, Alex. I like how you work alone." He knew my name. I grabbed a fry basket handle. It was a heavy steel rod, and backed up towards the walk-in freezer. It was the only room with a heavy lock. "I'm calling the police," I said, trying to sound tough. "No service in the freezer," the voice teased. He knew exactly where I was going. I stopped. I scanned the kitchen. The lobby was dark. The play place was a mess of shadows. The manager's office door was slightly ajar. The office. From the office door, you have a direct line of sight to the prep table where I was cleaning. I stared at the dark slit of the office door. "Come out!" I yelled. The office door creaked. It opened just an inch wider, and in the darkness of the office, I saw the small red power light of a headset glowing. He was right there, 10 feet away. I didn't wait. I turned and ran for the back door. "Leaving so soon?" the voice screamed in my ear. The volume spiked, deafening me. I hit the push bar on the back door. Locked. It was deadbolted from the inside. I had locked it myself an hour ago. I heard footsteps sprinting across the tile floor behind me. Heavy boots. I couldn't get the deadbolt open in time. I spun around, raising the metal fry basket. A man was charging at me from the shadows. He was wearing a ski mask and a Burger Barn uniform, an old one, the red style we stopped wearing 3 years ago. He lunged. I swung the metal rod. It connected with his head with a sickening crunch. He fell backwards, sliding on the greasy floor. The headset flew off his head and skittered across the tiles. I didn't stick around to see if he was unconscious. I fumbled with the deadbolt, tore the door open, and sprinted into the rain. I ran to the gas station next door and called 911. When the police arrived, the back door was still open. The man was gone, but they searched the manager's office. They found a sleeping bag under the desk. They found food wrappers, and they found a journal. The man was a former employee who had been fired 5 years ago for stalking a female coworker. He had kept his key. He had kept his uniform. He had been living in the ceiling tiles above the office for 3 days. He came down at night to eat and work. The police said he had programmed the spare headset to listen-only mode for days, just listening to us talk, learning our routine. That night, when he realized I was alone, he decided to turn the microphone on. I quit that job immediately. I don't work in food service anymore, and I cannot stand the sound of static. If I'm wearing headphones and the music cuts out, I have a panic attack because I'm terrified that in that silence, I'll hear a whisper telling me I missed a spot.